It's been well over 24 hours since I saw Sentimental Value in theaters, and I have not been able to get this film out of my mind. As soon as I got home, I spent hours writing a review for this film, yet I still have so much more to say. This is only my third Joachim Trier film. So far I've enjoyed everything I've seen from him, but this easily takes the cake. And in this video I will explain why I love Sentimental Value and why it's my favorite film of 2025 so far. Let's get into it. Sentimental Value is an intimate film, one that takes its time unraveling a beautifully messy picture. The film is a twisted web of themes and emotions, yet Joachim Trier's vision remains clear and focused. He directs the film with precision, navigating the story's complexities with care. The premise centers on Gustav Borg, played by Stellan Skarsgård, an estranged father and respected filmmaker who attempts to reconnect with his daughters, Agnes, played by Inga Lilias, and actress Nora, played by Renate Reinsve. Gustav pitches a screenplay to Nora, claiming he wrote it with her in mind. However, when she refuses, he turns to American actress Rachel Kemp, played by Elle Fanning, to make his vision a reality. From that point onward, the film flourishes into breathtaking territory. It's about fractured relationships, generational trauma, and the power of art. A large portion of the runtime observes the process of filmmaking itself, a subject that naturally fascinates me. I'm also a sucker for character-driven dramas, especially those that explore familial themes, so it's no surprise that Sentimental Value is right up my alley. Still, I can understand the concern that the film might lean a bit too self-serious, but thankfully that isn't the case. While the film is serious in tone, Trier sprinkles in just enough humor and lightheartedness to create a balanced and sustainable viewing experience. A large portion of the comedy comes from Stellan Skarsgård, who gives perhaps his best performance in this film. It's a career-defining role, the kind that he'll be remembered for. His character is a difficult one to pin down. He can be self-centered and a terrible father, yet he's also regretful for his mistakes and seemingly trying to do better. You also can't help but smile when he's having fun with his grandson. First and foremost though, he's an artist, and a tremendous one at that. For all his personal flaws, he's still able to connect with people through art. But is that enough? That's the question the film asks, and it's a fascinating one. Renate Reinsve delivers an emotional powerhouse of a performance as the film's lead. She's what holds the film together, despite my slight preference for Skarsgård's performance. Quite simply, the film wouldn't work without her. Her character is deeply troubled, yet incredibly strong. As the story progresses, we learn more about her, and by the end, you just want to give her a hug. The relationship between Reinsve's character and her sister, Agnes, is one of the film's many highlights. There's nothing quite like a well-written sibling relationship. Elle Fanning also plays a part in Sentimental Value, and in my opinion, she's a show-stealer. Her presence brings a much-needed burst of energy into the film without ever feeling overbearing or out of place. Fanning's character strikes a perfect balance between light-hearted charm and emotional sincerity. But now that I've talked about all the main human characters, I'd like to shift focus to a different but equally important character, the setting. The film opens with narration from a character imagining life from the perspective of the family's house. This ties into one of the film's central themes about how a single place can play a part in different people's identities. The house remains a focal point throughout the entire film, almost like the glue holding our characters' lives together. I won't pretend to understand every nuance or metaphor that Trier presents here, but I'm certainly intrigued by all of it. When I call the setting a character, I'm not only talking about location, but also the time in which we exist. One thing I love about Joachim Trier is his ability to create timeless films that still feel very much of the present. In Sentimental Value, characters talk about Netflix, about films going straight to streaming instead of theaters, and even about TikTok. Rarely do filmmakers embrace the present so openly, but I love that Trier does. On a technical level, Sentimental Value excels in every regard. Trier's direction is methodical, the color palette is rich, the cinematography is dynamic, and the score is gorgeous. The soundtrack too is a standout. It's integrated wonderfully throughout. Don't you just love it when talented people come together to create art? I do because, believe it or not, it tends to result in great art. Shocking, I know. I could go on and on with things I love about this film, such as the language shifts, the poetic yet believable dialogue, the patient pacing, the unconventional structure that moves between perspectives. I especially adore how the film occasionally blurs the line between art and reality, kinda like Perfect Blue or Inland Empire, just way less horrifying. There's so much to love about this film, and I'm sure the longer it sits with me, the more I'll have to say. Sentimental Value is, in my mind, a masterpiece. a triumphant piece of filmmaking that invites endless conversation. It's as tragic as it is hopeful, and as refined as it is messy. I've said so much, yet I feel at a loss for words. I'm not a religious man, but thank God for cinema. I see no reason not to give Sentimental Value a perfect 10 out of 10 rating. I try to be pretty conservative with my 10 out of 10 ratings, but this deserves it, and that's all I have to say for now. See you next time.